Today we are talking about many lives. Okay, now thank you for your patience. So today we are talking about many lives and many lives, many masters by Dr. Brian West. He's a renowned psychiatrist, and he's basically talking about here in this book his intervention with his patient Catherine. So this book came out in the early 1970s. So today it's like more than about 50 years old, and it has laid a very deep impact on people and everyone around us. Basically, it has made a deep impact on Indians because we believe in past life regression, and multiple births. So this book goes in tune with our Indian philosophy, with the Hindu philosophy. Dr. Wes is a Jewish person. He's a doctor, he's a trained psychiatrist, and he's very renowned in his field. So one day he comes across one patient by name Catherine. She seems to have a lot of anxiety and a lot of phobias in her. And two very big doctors in the hospital had recommended Dr. Wes, who could intervene with her problems and maybe help her. So when doctor meets her, he's not able to do the conventional treatment with her. So he tries hypnosis with her. Hypnosis is a way in which we deal with a person's talking out. They go into a hypnotic state wherein they are not aware about what is happening to them. Um, they are mesmerized, or you can say they lose their conscious, and they do as the doctor or the psychiatrist or the hypnotist tells them to do. So here, Dr. Wes, he's quite successfully takes her into her past life. At this stage, I want to tell something. When I came across the concept of this book, I was quite skeptical. I was doubting whether this is true or whether it's possible. And one of the things which made me think like that was when she's transported into her past life through hypnosis. Catherine is a patient. She's hypnotized and she's taken into the past life. So she says that she has had like more than 85 births previously. And one of the births is she has lived in Egypt, in ancient Egypt. And she vividly gives the colors there, blue and indigo, and various colors she describes. So this is where I got slightly skeptical. Hypnosis for me is a dream. You're taken into a trance, into a dream. And what I know about dreams is you don't see any colors. Like it's usually gray or black and white. That is what many people have said, many scientists and many people who have studied sleep therapy and dreams. No, that's what they have said. But here, Catherine is able to vividly describe the colors, and she describes how people are dressed, uh, and from that, her journey of hypnosis and regression and past life therapy starts. So this is described in the first two chapters. And from the third chapter, what we see is that she goes into various uh, epochs in the past. She, in some uh, birth, she's a male. In some birth, she's a female. In one, she's born in a very rich family, an aristocratic family. In one birth, she has blonde hair and she has blue eyes. Another birth, she has something else. And each time when she takes before when her birth ends, that birth ends, she goes into a lot of pain and suffering she feels in the present time. And eventually, around somewhere in her fifth chapter, in fifth chapter, we see that her voice changes. the way she's talking about each of her, she doesn't talk about all the births, or Dr. Wes hasn't recorded the intervention he had with her with all the sessions. Basically, the ones which made an impact on him, that is what he's talking about. So, uh, in one of the birth, or when she's in that trance state, she talks about the masters, and her voice changes, and that is where when Dr. West gets captivated, uh, and they start referring to that other voice as masters. And we come across these masters whenever Catherine is changing from one birth or transiting from one birth to the next birth in the in between stage. In between stage, the masters talk about the philosophy of life, death, universal truth, and the idea that the human physical life being, the physical form and soul are separate. The soul is eternal. It is totally detached from the physical body. So whatever we have had in our one of our birth, we have to deal with its joys, failure, pain, or the repercussions of it in the next birth. So in each birth, she has gone through certain traumatic experience or some beautiful experience. And that is carried forward in the next experience. Another very remarkable thing which we see is that the people whom she meets in each of her birth are the same people. Almost all of them continue in every birth, but they take different forms. Like her friend is her cousin or her sister, or her or a brother or a colleague, or with someone with whom she has a relationship. So in each, and all these people also go through different forms. So there's a talk about karma, reincarnation, and how in each lifetime the soul is evolving. So all this, no, initially Dr. Wes is not able to understand what is happening. But in one of the therapy sessions, in one of the hypnosis, she talks about Dr. Wes' life. When Catherine had no connection with Dr. Wes, she didn't know anything about him. But she talks about he losing his newborn baby and how he went into psychiatry. The kind of
Yeah.
deep impact
Deepa,
it made on him on
Deepa,
losing him. Yeah.
Deepa, you just let me know when to move to the next slide because I don't know when to move to the next slide.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just going with the storyline, the main
Okay.
storyline and
Okay.
therapy.
So I'm on the right slide right now.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay. Okay.
So I'm just not following the slides actually because I'm getting carried away. We have done with the background actually. Uh, we can go to the next slide. Yeah, this is a past life therapy. Yeah, yeah. So, um, so Dr. Wells had lost his child. So that was a very traumatic experience. And Catherine is, through the masters, is able to tell that she's able to describe this very um, important event in her life, in his life, and also about the doctor's relationship with his father. So Dr. Wes is amazed, like maybe Dr. Wes and Catherine have had a connection from the previous birth, and maybe that connection has brought them together as a doctor and patient in this birth. So that is another amazing thing which he comes across, and he's able to connect with her. We can go with the next slide, Pinaki. Yeah. So as she goes through each of her session, she's unveiling and uncovering her pain, the journey she has had in each of her birth, and what are the traumatic experiences she has had. And in between, we see various voices or various No, here we say the main character are only Dr. Wes and Catherine, but in between we hear the another voice, various voices in the form of masters. These masters, maybe they are the spiritual beings, God, the Almighty. We don't know, like why they call, why Dr. Wes intends to call him as masters. I don't know, but from Hinduism, maybe we think of them as supreme beings, God. So that is what they might be. I can go with the next slide. Yeah. So as Catherine describes each of her past life in detail. In one, she is in the World War. She is having a very painful death, and in one she's a slave, and she has a deep affiliation with horses. She's in the stable, and she sees various people who are present in her present life, and as each time she is able to sense the pain, the suffering or the joy which she had in a previous birth, and she comes out of her trance, out of the hypnotism, she is relaxed. She overcomes her phobia. She's able to have unhindered sleep. And she had had a relationship with the doctor. She is able to come out of that relationship, which is very traumatic and not very peaceful, doesn't give her any joy. She's able to overcome with that, understand this relationship at a better way. And this therapy goes on for more than 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, and there are in between gaps. And Dr. Wes brings in his wife also to attend the session along with the recording, so that they can analyze what is happening, and they can interpret her past life trance talk, whatever she's talking about, and they can decode it better. Okay, and can we go to the next slide? So through all this, no, she uh, Dr. Wells finds a lot of wisdom in what he's doing. He is initially very skeptical. He's thinking like, how is this possible? Like, there is no scientific evidence for this. He might be ridiculed. He might against the known practiced medical treatment and intervention which is done. He's initially skeptical, but with all the evidence which he has provided by talking about his own life, and his trauma, and the way he connects with everything, he's able to, find the evidence, proof of past life existence, and he's able to consider this as a, and the way she gets treated actually out of her phobia, her pain and her suffering, she's able to reconcile with it, and tries to lead a normal life. And later in the stage we see that there is one more person, one more psychic who comes in and had without actually having met Catherine. So this is another evidence which proves that all this is um, true. But then I am sort of how far this sort of thing is true. And after this, because it happened in the 70s, after that, Catherine, she has continued her own sort of a therapy. She's able to connect with people in a better way. She's able to empathize. She's able to, like, if we meet Catherine today, maybe she can sense what we were in the past, in our previous birth, and what sort of connection, if at all, we had with her. And she can actually relate to us. So that is these the amazing things people have experienced with her also. And Dr. Wes also is still practicing, and he still does this past life regression, past life therapy. And it has made a profound impact on various people to come in terms with the pain and trauma and overcome whatever past suffering they have had. They're able to overcome that in the present life. So the concept of karma, rebirth, and how we have to keep away from materialistic life, how to lead a honest life, how to lead a life which is not causing trouble or pain to anyone, being mindful of our action and its consequences is very important. And when we are out of it, maybe we reach that plateau, the plane where the spiritual masters live, and we are no longer taking any more rebirth. So till our karma is there, karma in the sense whatever our do's and don'ts are there in this world, and we have to pay the price or enjoy its pleasure. Till it is done, we have to continue this cycle of birth and death. And in between, there might be a place where we are just relaxing, where the masters live, maybe in some other dimension. And so that is what basically it's about. It's a very profound book. It has layers of meaning, and sometimes no, we start relating to it. This book, at some level, if we have lost a loved one, or we are going through certain repeated pain in our life or suffering, and we feel like, why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? In spite of my best efforts, I'm not getting the results which I expect. So maybe it has something to do with our karma, is what we feel in Hindus, in India. So this is something which they connect. And one more thing which I felt little skeptical about this is that Catherine, in every birth, in all her 85 births, she is a human being, a man or a woman, belonging to various, religious sects, various races, various eras she's born in. From the caveman's age, her birth is being, recorded during this therapy. But I felt like my understanding of karma and rebirth is, in according to our scriptures, is that we can be born as a stone, as a plant, as an animal also. So that is another thing which makes me a doubting Thomas here. I'm finding it difficult to accept, but still it made a deep impact on me, because I do believe in the past life and rebirth. So, how far that interpretation from the Christianity or Jewish concept they have done it, I don't know, because it seems sort of slightly incomplete, sort of for me. Or maybe to my find it acceptable for the Christians and for the Jewish community, they have skipped maybe some details, something. That was my personal belief. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah, he talks about marriage and everything. Yeah. Rajesh says it's nice, present, beautifully explained. My view is that since there is no proof about the past, be the imagination or some, let me be frank, I wouldn't believe. Yeah, yeah, Rajesh. Yeah. So with that, I would like to end here. Maybe I didn't totally go in line with the PPT because I was getting carried away. So thank you for listening to me. So I would like to end it here. Was I audible?
Yes, yes, you have been audible, and for that,
Uh,
uh,
yeah, thank you. So I just now, if you have anything else to ask me, or you have any questions? It is a little confusing or what, I don't know, because
Deepaji, could you hear me?
it's a very profound topic.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, Milanji, I can
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
you.
yeah. Thanks for sharing this particular book. Yes, initially, means I read this first two chapters a long, long year back. but it put hold on me again. Is it a little bit different from what Hindu philosophy say? There is a 84 lakhs yonis you need to go through the birth of animals, maybe. So yeah,
Mm,
so I stopped. But yeah, in this presentation, at least I got what exactly authors wants to say. But I, the really nice thing from I got from this particular book is that means if I believe what author says, then all of in this group, we were some from some Gurukul. We used to uh,
mm, yeah.
learn there, and that's why we are all here now again to learn
Mm,
from everyone.
mm,
So yeah,
yeah.
there must be some link, all of us. That's why we are 7 or 8 are still joining and listening to you and sharing
I
all these books
found this
knowledge.
book very impactful because I, in during this COVID time, most of us have lost very dear people, even before and after during this period. We have lost people very close to us. And somewhere in our heart, all of us are waiting for them to come back. Yeah, as a human being only, of course. So maybe since I lost quite a few people, so I'm waiting for all those people to come back. I'm not ready for them to go into that higher sphere and they have attained that ultimate moksha and they don't take birth anymore. So maybe that is what drew me to this book. And I don't know if anyone does this past life regressions in India, in Hyderabad. If anyone is there, I would like to try it and see. Yeah. So yeah, although I'm skeptical on one end, at the other end, I want to believe.
No, but at least it is this past life regression is very much in Western countries. There is a lot, gurus are there on this particular subject.
Yeah.
But at least for with this particular book, even if someone wants to go into the past, it's basically turning your whole thinking and your awareness inwards. As you just at the beginning you mentioned that if there is continuous failure in your life, there may be some reason in your past. So the past may be not the your previous birth, maybe it may the past in yourself. So finding the solution for your failure, everything within you. So I think it is a good way to turn your vision inside instead of finding the faults outside world. So that is again a good way to if someone get interested in this book reading, at least he can turn his thinking inward and finding his own answers. So in that way also it's good. Yeah, yeah,
Mm, yeah. Yeah. This is actually a very interesting book.
yeah, yeah.
And when we read different people's interpretation and their experience with and the feeling of deja vu and various other things, we experience in our world, all this, no, Dr. Wes touches upon it. He talks everything. Even he is actually initially skeptical, but that
No,
is
in
what it
our
is.
in our scriptures also this is already written. Like for example,
Yeah.
Bhishmacharya on his deathbed, it is from his past karma. Krishna explained
Yes.
him that is in one of his birth. This thing actually, yes, he killed the what I don't know this thing reptile or something. Yeah, so he killed with the throne. So that's why his death is like that on the bed. So yeah, so those stories are there in our scriptures as well. So it is at the end, it is on the belief and what you take from the book. But thanks for the totally different
Yeah.
perspective
Thank you.
from different world. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. So, anything else? Is anyone giving any comment or do we wind up
Yes,
now?
Deepa. Yeah, I was in the bus, so there was a lot of sound around, so I did not speak at that time.
Hmm.
Uh, Now, because it was the competition, so time was one point. So I think you exceeded time by about 3 minutes, but that's fine. We will
Okay,
see
good.
at the end how it goes around that. But to the second point that you said that the animal birth that the human person has, that is written one place, but do you remember as animal whether the animal will be able to remind things like that? Whether the memory, like it is said that imagination is not part of the animal part, right? They don't imagine. Whatever happens for them. So that is another
Yeah.
point. So maybe even if she has taken birth as an animal, that memory may not have got recorded or something. Just it's my own opinion,
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
right
Because
or wrong.
in
I don't know. So
Tulasi is a plant. The previous birth, she was a
hmm.
human. Ahilya, I think she becomes a stone. So I don't know. I sort of connected with
That's
all.
true. That's what I say, that even if she has taken birth as a plant, where is the memory of the plant?
Yeah,
Can
yeah,
plant record and separate it or something? It's not possible. This is my own thought. Maybe
yeah. That's very true, Vasu.
right. Yeah.
And
So that
Vasudev ji,
is
Krishna's two mothers,
yes.
Devaki and Yashoda,
Hmm.
are in the previous birth in the Trita Yoga in Ramayana. Kaikai and uh, Rama's mother,
Kausalya.
Kaushalya. Kaushalya is
Right.
Yashoda now, and Kaikai is Devaki. That also I read somewhere. So
Okay.
yeah, because she sends away Rama, no? So that's why in Devaki in this birth, she is separated from her son. And Yashoda is with her Krishna because in the previous birth, she couldn't stay with her son. So that is what this karmic thing keeps coming back. You have to pay for it, and yeah, it was a very emotional book, very profound for me. Since as I said, we connect with it because if you have lost someone very close to us, or we are thinking about why this is happening to us, maybe there's an answer in the previous birth and in the coming future. Mm.
Okay.
Okay,
So
thank you for giving me this opportunity. And yesterday,
wonderful.
sorry I couldn't attend. I just got confused. Thank you for giving me this
Wonderful. Right. So coming to the presentation part of it, because you have made the presentation but not utilized it the way it has to be. But anyway, you've gone through your own way, but it's fine because that also carries its own marks. So I have to give that feedback. Then the next part of it is author's background. You have covered it well. That is done. Why you should read the book? You have put it in a different format, but it's okay. It is covered in a way. Rajeshwari has said that she is now instigated to read the book. So that part of the requirement has been fulfilled, like people have expressed those parts. Uh, the plot, you have, I think, revealed most of it. So it's okay because the book is that way that you have to reveal the plot. There is no mystery or something that you have to hide in that. So overall, it's a good presentation. Let us see when the other next week we will have another two, three, whoever wants to present that. Then we will be able to judge who will be the first. We have only two books in this month that have been presented. One by Saurabh, that is the cheese, and two more by cheese, and this is the second book. So let us see next week what happens, and then we can get the results maybe in first week of November. So that's it from me,
yeah.
and still we are open. Anyone wants to share anything? Another 5 minutes we can discuss.
Okay, I just want to add to this one simple thing, that it's not 84 crores or 84 lakhs, it's just 84 yonis. So you take 84 births as per Hindu scriptures as human being.
Mm,
And these soul things, the one that we talk about, the soul,
mm,
human soul, it is unique as a human soul. It was not a dog soul or a monkey soul anytime. Okay, so
okay,
yeah, so this has been mentioned in Indian scriptures, and it is absolutely clear about that.
okay,
Okay, so whenever you are taking birth, it is just your soul is taking birth as in a new body. That's it. Your spiritual being on a human journey on this blue planet, and you really do not know what is happening after 84 or before 84. This is as
mm,
per the scriptures. Okay, that's why, as Vasu was talking about the memory thing, even if you listen to some of the talks by B.K. Shivani, there
mm,
she mentioned that all the things that are doing in this life, it gets recorded. It's recorded in a CD. And
mm,
when you take the next birth, you come with those karma. So whatever is happening in your life right now is a reflection of whatever you have done in your past life, past lives rather.
mm,
So,
mm,
and if you actually take interest in your past life, you can
mm.
connect with your past life also on your own.
Oh, that's
Yes,
amazing.
yes, yes. Because I have done those kind of activities at least for 3 to 4 years.
Wow.
So, so, uh, so what happens that the dreams that you see, you will often find that there are certain things in your life which are happening, and once you reach it in that particular situation, you will feel like, if I look back, I will see this. If I look on my right, I will see this. If I look at this lady right now, I will see that she will be wearing this sari, or like he will be wearing this chappal. And it actually works like that, because many
Mm,
times you will discover that, oh my god, I have seen this earlier. And the moment you get to that moment, you can see many other things even before looking at them. And it happens like, if I look up now, I will see this. And when you look up, you will actually see this. It happens. And many
mm,
events which happened in your life, you'll often notice that there is some connection with some people. When you will discover that, how, I don't know, but I feel so connected with this person. There's no reason
mm,
behind it.
yeah, very
You will not find any reason, but you will feel that you feel connected to that person. The more you connect with that person, the more you start talking to that person, you will feel that connection much deeper, much deeper. Like, even I know that many of you you connect with me at such a deep level that you wonder that sometimes probably we have definitely met in some birth. Definitely there's such connection. So you don't feel like this is a low, is a connection which for a long time. And all of a sudden you'll feel, "Ha, I know this person, I know this is how he is going to behave, I know this is how he is going to talk." And certain things are like that. ये जब फीलिंग्स आपके पास आता है ना, ये सारा पास्ट लाइफ कनेक्टेड ही होता है.
mm,
And you can actually go back to that past life on your own also. It's possible.
mm.
You
Is
might,
there any technique to do that, Pinaki ji?
yeah, many of these techniques are already there on YouTube. If you search on YouTube, there are many experts who have already shared these techniques, and you can go that. The
We
biggest
can.
challenge is that our
Mm,
mind is not stable. That is the
mm,
big,
mm,
that's why we cannot connect with the past. But often when you see certain things around you, when you ask yourself this question of why this person is behaving like this with me, or why am I behaving
mm.
like this with this person, what was
Yes.
behind it, you will start getting connected to that. ये possible है, like I have
Mm,
read this book, the one which you're talking about. It's a very good book. And there are many similar books by Indian saints also, or maybe people
yeah.
who have done some
ये
kind of
डालते
research
हैं पर
there.
नतीजा नहीं आता है.
हाँ. तो
Mm,
आपको करना क्या है कि, like as you said that you were a bit critiquing, a bit criticized, or like you're thinking about that whether I should read this book or not, I believe in this or not. What you need to
yeah.
do कि थोड़ा बहुत believe करके आगे बढ़ना है. Because
हाँ.
you think that if this person has written this, there must be something which this person has experienced. And जब हम NLP की बात करते हैं, वहां पे हम क्या
Mm,
बोलते हैं कि सरफेस स्ट्रक्चर में आप सिर्फ 5% एक्सप्रेस करते हो. And whatever actually happened at the reference structure, you create an interpretation of it. That interpretation
mm,
is your own perception of whatever is you are reading or whatever you are understanding.
mm,
And then whatever you are looking for all the words to connect with whatever you are perceiving. So
mm.
whatever that author has written, Dr. Weiss has written, it is hardly 5% of what he actually experienced.
Yes.
है ना? तो
Even
उन्होंने
I felt the same.
और उन्हें उतना ही लिखा है जितना उनको लगा कि कम से कम इतना तो मैं लोगों को बता सकता हूँ with all the haq,
हाँ,
all the strength or all the beliefs that yes, this
हाँ,
actually true. तो जितना उन्होंने किताब में डाला है, उतना तो सच मान के चलना पड़ेगा.
हाँ.
Because I don't know about it, so
Yeah.
let me at least trust that.
Maybe, yeah, I'm being little, you know, rude or
Skeptical.
not showing proper
So you use this word
now.
skeptical, which is quite often, because see, what
Yeah.
you do not know, there is a big chunk of knowledge which you don't know and don't even know that you don't know.
Yeah, that is the biggest problem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so this is
We are
that
not
body.
aware that we don't know. Hmm.
Yeah, like many people didn't know that there is something called oxygen in air, which is allowing me
Yes.
to live a life. So they got to know about it during COVID phase 2. Oh my God, it is not the air, but the something which is there in the air, which is called oxygen.
Yeah.
है ना? फिर एक ऐसा कहानी भी है जहाँ पे बोले क्या आपने भगवान को देखा है, तो बंदा पूछता है कि आपने कभी ऑक्सीजन को देखा है, आपको पता है कि कि आप जो सांस ले रहे हो उसमें क्या है जिसकी वजह से आप जिंदा हो, तो आपने नहीं देखा ना ऑक्सीजन, दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट ऑक्सीजन डज नॉट एग्जिस्ट,
Yeah.
वी
और
कांट
एक
से
और बात है,
ऑक्सीजन
जो
डज
हम
नॉट.
जानते हैं समझते हैं उसमें भी गलती हो सकता है। जो हमने पढ़ा है, जो समझा है, जो एक्सपीरियंस
एग्जैक्टली
करते हैं उसमें भी गलत हो सकता है। आई
एग्जैक्टली.
गिव दिस एग्जांपल इन माय क्लास, सन राइजेस इन द ईस्ट सेट्स इन द वेस्ट। ये स्टेटमेंट कितना गलत है, ये बच्चों को कितना ऐसे रगड़ के हम लोग पढ़ाते हैं, but it is so very untrue. It is just our perception, what we are seeing, and we think that is true. But when we, and many other such things, so science बोल देते हैं, but it's actually not true. So yeah, it's a
But
very
sun
profound
rises
thing.
in the east, right?
We go around the star sun, and it appears as
Correct.
if it is rising and it is setting.
But from the perspective of seeing the sun, it always rises in the east. So
Yeah,
there
it,
is
it is
truth
our
in that, right?
perception. वो एक,
It's
it's
not
just a
perception. It's
perception, but it is not
it
rising or
maybe
setting. We
it's
are the
truth.
one who
No,
are going around it.
maybe we are going around, but as a person standing and looking into the east, I see the sun rising up in the east.
Yeah,
So we
तो
can't
वही
say it's
बात है ना.
untrue.
Yeah.
It's not untrue. No, you can't
Okay.
say sun rises in the
Okay, that
south,
is one
right?
way of looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
See, you
it's
have to.
actually, it should be put it this way that it appears to be rising.
Yeah. And solar system में 9 planets है,
No,
फिर
you
8
cannot
बना
say it's
दिया.
not true. That's what I'm saying. That you can't
Okay,
say it's
okay,
not true
okay,
because
okay.
yeah,
Point
it
taken.
doesn't
Yeah,
happen that it doesn't come on the south, right? It always comes in the northeast or the southeast based on the
yeah. It comes. It appears to be
yeah
coming.
yeah right. See, when it is said that jump for the stars and you may fall on the moon, or try for the moon and you fall on the stars. So these are all
Mm.
necessary part of life. Everything you can't live with the science, right?
Yeah.
So,
Mm.
so
Super. So
it's not that. Yeah.
I have 4 questions for Deepa. First question is,
Yeah.
why did
Please.
you choose this book?
Sorry.
Why did you choose this book?
I'll tell you frankly. 2 weeks back, this book was done in the CA group.
Hmm.
Some 2 people presented it. So they did it like a dialogue, role play. तो
Yeah.
मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगा वो लोग जैसे प्रेजेंट करे, उसके बाद मैं पढ़ी 2 weeks बैक वो जो करे ना, देन आई वाज ड्रॉन टू दिस बुक. 80s 90s में आई न्यू अबाउट डॉक्टर ब्रायन वेस्ट, बट आई डिडंट रीड द बुक
Okay.
बिकॉज आई डोंट बिलीव इन सच थिंग्स. तो मेरे को आई वाज नॉट ड्रॉन, बट द वे दोस टू लेडीज दे प्रेजेंटेड इट, नो, आई वाज ड्रॉन टू
Yeah.
इट. तो
Yeah.
उसी दिन वो 2 संडे पहले, a fortnight back, I started reading the book.
Good. Even
Immediately,
I was there.
you are there, right?
Yeah. Okay. The second
So,
question is, was your intention fulfilled?
uh, I don't know what was my intention, because I was very curious about it. I got very curious at the past life and all that, because it relates with what we know about from our scriptures.
What I know
So
about our
I
script.
was drawn to it, and yeah, I was drawn to it, and I'm more curious now. I don't know what was
Super.
my aim to read the book. I was simply drawn to it, and I read it, and I enjoyed it actually.
Good. The
I'm
third question
totally
is,
enjoying it.
the third
Hmm.
question, what about the book you like the most?
Uh, what I like, that she found peace with herself, and her senses, became more accurate. She could relate to people much better. The way she healed her relationships, with her father, with her in her love life, and how she made an impact with other people who are going through trauma, phobia, and how she was helping other people. So that was very beautiful for me.
That's like new life for Catherine.
Yeah, she recovered, and she uh, maybe she's much closer to the masters now.
Hmm. Okay. And the last question, one central idea you want to carry through from the book for your life.
Yeah, so let's not hurt anyone, and we shouldn't do anything which is going to cause problems to anyone because of our greed, because we want to live a life, which is good for us but bad for others. तो ऐसा कुछ भी काम नहीं करना चाहिए, knowingly or unknowingly, without intention. If you have caused pain to anyone, try to say sorry and try to overcome that. And relationships are very important, or the set of people who are in our present life have been with us from the past life also. That karma and that group of people in our life, it sort of continues. So try to care about everyone, love everyone, and take care of people around you, and teach people to care about each other.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
So
so
your
that is what.
discussion should include, these are the 4 questions, part of that.
Yeah, I should do all these things. Yeah, I should. I'm trying to practice that.
Super.
It's
Thank
a
you
very
so much.
difficult thing. Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
Thank you so much, Deepa. Thank you so much. You made
Yeah,
my
thank you.
evening.
Thank you. Yeah, so shall we wind up?